Welcome into the South Hockey Network, everybody, live on YouTube, live from Jamestown, New York, as we get set for our next game here for our coverage of the 2024 Governor's Cup, hosted by PA Hockey, as we've got the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds coming out of Pennsylvania, Governor's Cup champions most recently in 2021, and the St. Joseph's Marauders out of Buffalo, New York. 12-time New York high school hockey champions, but have never won this Governor's Cup. Dylan Ward here on the call. Our technical engineer is Gerard Boris. As we get set for the action here, your starting goaltenders today, Mac Tower will go for St. Joseph's. It'll be his second game of the day after a shutout earlier this morning against the McDowell Trojans. And on the other side for Holy Ghost, it will be Jack Unger, who played also this morning against the Lake Forest Scouts, also coming off a shutout of his own. 15 minutes on the clock here on the main rink at Northwest Arena in Jamestown, New York, as the Firebirds wearing navy blue and red, while the St. Joseph's Marauders wearing a gray primary jersey with brown or maroon accents as we are underway. On the designated home bench is St. Joseph's. They'll go from left to right here in the first period, while Holy Ghost Prep, the Firebirds, will go from left to right. As both these teams, unfortunately, mathematically eliminated from semifinal contention tomorrow morning, but still playing out their third and final game here at the Governor's Cup as a consolation. And listen, it doesn't matter whether it's a preseason game or a state playoffs game. When these boys put on the skates and the jersey, they want to win at all costs. So this should be a good one here between these two sides. Here's a centering pass. This is taken away by Holy Ghost, sent all the way down for an icing. As both these teams lost their first game yesterday, Pine Richland got the better of Holy Ghost Prep, 5-3 the final score there after it was 1-1 after 1, 3-3 after 2. Pine with 2 goals in the third period to the Holy Ghost's 0 for the 5-3 victory in that one. Also yesterday, Upper St. Clair got the better of St. Joseph's by a final score of 3-0, 0-0 after the first, but then 3 unanswered goals in the second and third by Upper St. Clair. But as I mentioned earlier, both these teams looking to sweep their doubleheader as both sides came away with the shutout victories earlier this morning. This one's being fought for near side. It gets dumped down into the zone. And dumped right back in by St. Joseph's. Unger out of his net. Behind it, he'll settle it down and played out by Chris Marshall. Now to the near side in neutral ice. Here comes Gavigan. Over the line, right wing side. Gavigan takes a shot and just wide of the net. No save necessary for Tower. What a name for a goaltender, by the way, Tower. Once broadcasted a game with a goaltender named Connor Wall. Spadacino behind the net. It gets picked back up by St. Joseph's as Cole Winnick, the leader in points for this St. Joseph's team through the tournament. 1 goal, 1 assist, as this one gets sent back down into the zone by Holy Ghost. Both of these teams early on in their season, as this one goes high in the air, glove down, and touched by a high stick. No one wants to touch the puck. Or, pardon me, there actually might be a penalty on the play. As, yeah, high sticking. Or I don't know if that's a high stick or just a touch by a high stick. No, it is a penalty. As Holy Ghost heads to the box. That is Patrick Ozer, the junior. And early on in the game, St. Joseph's will go to the power play. Their power play so far at this tournament, 2 for 11. Both those power play goals came in their 5-0 victory earlier this afternoon, where they were 2 for 7. Meanwhile, Holy Ghost on the penalty kill has only been shorthanded once all tournament long, and they killed it. So their second opportunity. Into the zone comes St. Joe's. They'll send it up high, but that's stripped away, and here comes a shorthanded chance. Colin Barra on a breakaway backhander save made by Tower. I just thought about that wall story I was just mentioning, but Mac Tower with a huge stop to keep it 0-0 early on in the game. Now behind the net, Kaufman sends it up high, trying to get it out of the zone, but it's kept alive at the blue line and sent down deep. Kaufman gets it back, rings it around the boards as it pops out. .50 seconds gone in the power play. As the captain for St. Joe's will backhand it over to the far side. That's Nicholas Fudella. Over the line down the right wing side comes Buccitelli, but it gets cleared out to neutral ice and all the way down. Below the goal line, swooping in there to pick it up is Girdlestone. And now here they come through neutral ice. Taken away by the Firebirds. And Spedicino will get it back down into the defensive zone for the Marauders. Now this one's fired in by Cole Winnick. Goes behind the goal line, and Gonzalez will play it off the corner and out. What a penalty kill here from Holy Ghost. Suddenly only 20 seconds to go on the power play for St. Joe's. Played out, but they can't get it outside the zone. Swooping in there is Gonzalez, but he couldn't get past Cole Winnick, who was right there with his stick. Now Winnick out to the neutral zone. Power play has come to an end, so we're back to 5-on-5, and St. Joseph's 0 for 1 on the man advantage. They'll keep possession in the attacking zone as they fire this one towards the net, taken away by Gonzalez and cleared out to the neutral zone. Fired right back in, delayed off sides. The Marauders will tag up and re-enter. Meanwhile, Holy Ghost gets the puck. This one played off the far boards and out. Sent right back into the zone. And a good play there by Flynn to wait half a second before coming onto the ice. Otherwise, he could have made contact with the puck for potential too many men penalty. Now to the far side it goes. This one sent to the net and covered up for a whistle. 9:56 to go in the first period. And I'm going to ask my technical engineer, Gerard, if I can just click this, and it shows me the live stuff. $9:56 to go in the first. It says an hour and 46 minutes. Anyway, we'll get back to play. We'll figure it out at the next whistle. Not a lot of whistles in this game so far early on. Here's Atia. Sent back down into the zone. Picked up by Armento. Now throwing it out through neutral ice and beyond. This should go far enough for an icing on the freshly Zamboni'd sheet. And it will. 9:24 on the stop clock. 0-0 game early on between St. Joseph's and Holy Ghost. New York versus Pennsylvania here for this matchup. As both teams very early on in their season. Holy Ghost with an overall record of 5-2-0. Meanwhile, St. Joseph's 1-2-0. And just to be clear, those 2 games in the showcase count on that record. So St. Joe's only with 1 game before coming here to Jamestown. Somewhat local team from Buffalo, about an hour away. You got to think that they sleep in their own beds throughout this Governor's Cup as it goes to the far side corner and picked up on the near side. Here's Armento to the far side and played out to neutral ice. This one deflects in as it goes to the far side corner and picked up by Flynn. Now near side, they'll try and hack it out. It's forced out of the zone as Gonzalez taps it ahead, gets around a defender, and a 2-on-1 develops. Gonzalez left side, shoots and scores! What a shot! He had a man to pass to on his right, took the shot anyway, and it was the right choice. And the Firebirds opened the scoring on Lucas Gonzalez's 3rd goal of the tournament. Nice play right there to get it around one defender and let the 2-on-1 develop. And Holy Ghost's leading scorer so far at this Governor's Cup, the junior forward, number 24, Lucas Gonzalez, gets his 3rd goal, and with 2 assists as well, his 5th point. Want to shout out a nice virtual audience so far here in the early going. 51 of you tuned in at the moment. We encourage you to subscribe if you appreciate what we're doing. We're getting close to 1,000, so it would really help us out. We get to unlock some special features for our broadcast when we hit that 1K milestone, so feel free to hit that subscribe button. It's free to do so, and you'd be supporting us here on the South Hockey Network. And also, if you subscribe, you get the ability to use the chat. And here, when I'm broadcasting alone without a color commentator, I love to interact with the fans watching at home. If you leave a chat, I usually take a peek during every whistle, so if you have any questions or comments, maybe a complaint, that's what that chat room is for. So don't be shy, folks. Just about halfway through period number 1 already. 1-0 Holy Ghost on the goal scored by Lucas Gonzalez. Back to the Firebirds' defensive end, circle to the goaltender's right. The Firebirds win the face-off, but immediately a steal and a shot by Buccitelli. And that one goes wide. Also, if I'm pronouncing a name wrong, feel free to use the chat to correct me. As St. Joe's will ice this one down. It actually hit the side of the net, so nearly a shot on goal, but instead it will just make it for an icing. Now exactly halfway through the first period. 15 minutes on the clock here for these periods at the Governor's Cup, as both teams play their final game here at the National Invitational Scholastic Showcase, hosted here in Jamestown, New York. This is the 18th season of the Governor's Cup. It's been here every year here in Jamestown except for 2020 due to the pandemic. So 19th year, but 18th season. St. Joseph's will have to wait another year if they want to win one of these things, as they have been mathematically eliminated from this tournament, as have the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds. Although they've won this thing on 5 separate occasions, 2010, 2013, 15, 16, and most recently in 2021. Also 2015, Pennsylvania AAA state champions. How about St. Joseph's in terms of New York state champions? Most recently in 2018, they have won their state tournament on 12 occasions. 18, 16, 15, 14, 13, 11, 08, 07, 06, 05, 04, and 03. So a run of, what is that, 6 consecutive seasons from 03 to 08. Here's a backhand shot. That one stopped. And the rebound is forced out, and now Holy Ghost has numbers once again. It's Foster with a shot, looking for the 5-hole, but closing the door there is Mac Tower, as the sophomore goaltender for St. Joseph's deflects that one up and into the netting, out of play. Holy Ghost also mathematically eliminated from this tournament, so both teams really just playing for pride here. Shots on goal favor the Firebirds 4-3 by our technical engineer Gerard Boris's official count, as they're actually not keeping track of shots on goal here at this tournament. Not only not on the scoreboard, but not at all on the official score sheets. That slot left empty. It's a very important stat for especially goaltenders, and especially here on our broadcast we like to keep track. As this one sent towards the net, but swooping in there to take it away is Joseph Kaufman, the defenseman assistant captain. Out to neutral ice. This is dumped in by Matthew Armento. Now James Esposito. But back out to neutral ice. Nice reception there. Here's Romer coming over the line. He'll chase the puck down to the far side. Graff. But it's taken away by St. Joe's as they'll play with it behind the goal line. Now Charlie Morali. Intercepted by Barnes. He'll go back to his own zone and play it for Nate Romer. Romer off the end boards. Now to the right point. It's Barnes once again. He'll backhand it out. Grabbed in neutral ice and fired in. Not a shot on goal, as it would have gone wide. Now Marshall up through neutral ice, taken away by St. Joe's as they dump this one in. Marshall gets to it, as this one sent to Kinnery, but just past his reach. He got a touch on it with his stick, but couldn't control. Now to the far side corner it goes. St. Joe's will take it away, as Michael Christopher out to neutral ice finds his man. That's Ervolina, but it gets taken right back by the Firebirds once again. This one tapped, and Barra over the line, leaves it. Top of the left circle, here's a shot, and a save made by Tower off the stick of Barnes. Rebound comes to the side of the net, and it'll be covered up by Mac Tower. 1-0 game here with 4:17 to go in the first. Take a look at this replay from about a minute ago. Great reception on this pass as settles it down with his stick. Sort of a one-touch soccer pass type looking thing. As we are back underway, sent up high to the left point. Here's a shot, takes a deflection, but deflected wide of the net. As now Gonzalez gets it back. Lucas Gonzalez with the lone goal in the game goes up high to the left point. Here's a shot. That one deflected wide as Flynn plays it down behind the net. Now Gonzalez. Tap back near the half boards, far side, and St. Joe's will regather. Taking it away is Holy Ghost, but it'll be taken right back from them. This one lifted out to the neutral zone. Recovering are the Firebirds. Joseph Kaufman out to Gavigan. A board battle for the puck down on the far side in neutral ice, but Holy Ghost will come away winners of the puck. Now Harmer will deflect it into the zone. Down below the goal line. And played here to the near side. Sharon, or Smarin, I should say, as we get a whistle with the net coming off its post. That'll stop play. As we remind you to please subscribe here to the South Hockey Network if you appreciate what you're viewing right now. We're getting close to 1,000, so it would really help us out if you want to show us a little bit of support. We've also just activated a poll in the comments section, so we'd like to know how many of you are rooting for each team, so hit us up with a vote down in that chat of who you're rooting for as you watch along. St. Joseph's trailing 1-0 to the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds. Dylan Ward here on the call. In game number 3 of our quadruple header to close things out on the main rink here. We'll also be around tomorrow morning for one of the 2 semifinals as well as the championship game here for the 2024 Governor's Cup. This one thrown up high. Here's a shot from the high slot. That one just wide. And then covering it up on the rebound is Jack Unger. 2:01 to go in the first, as both teams will switch them up. St. Joseph's with the last change as the designated home team here on this neutral site in Jamestown, New York. Face off here at the right wing circle. St. Joe's attacking end. They'll win it. Back up high to the right point and backhanded down. Picked up below the goal line as they look to clear it out, but attack towards the net. In and out of the glove of Unger. Now the other direction. Here comes Logan Barnes. Barnes looking to get ahead of one. Loses an edge as it comes to the near side. Now right in front of turnover, and Barra had a one-on-one with the goaltender, just couldn't get it to his forehand cleanly. Otherwise, he would have had a great look to make it 2-0. Now sent back in the zone, Marshall. Back out to the neutral zone. As Kinnery. Now played out. Missed a pass and no icing, as the ref said it took a deflection, but I don't know about that. Kinnery then slings it towards the net, but it's intercepted and brought out by Christopher. 1-on-4 while his teammates change. Michael Christopher will send it down, then head off to the bench himself. As we hit 50 seconds remaining in the first period. And Gerard, my technical engineer, I don't know if it's just me, Gerard, but I feel like this first period has absolutely flown by. Now Kinnery gets the puck. He's into the zone 1-on-2, but couldn't get around a couple D-men wearing gray. Now Gavigan takes the puck away, down the right wing to the corner. Pressured by Michael Christopher, and Christopher will come away with the puck, sling it down, and they'll take the icing. Here with 23.6, of course, high school hockey. You can make line changes after you ice the puck. So that's probably what he was doing there. Face-off upcoming at the circle to Mac Towers left. As we get ready to drop the puck. Face-off taken by St. Joe's as it's rung around the boards. Not out. Left point. Here's a shot. Takes a deflection by Gonzalez, looking for his second goal of the game, but it's wide. Now out to the neutral zone. Gavigan chasing after it. 10 on the clock. Here's Gavigan. And Gonzalez, he'll just sling it in. As it goes behind the goal line, the buzzer sounds, ending the first period of play. 15 minutes have come and gone here at Northwest Arena, and the score 1-0 in favor of Holy Ghost of Pennsylvania. Lucas Gonzalez with his third goal, 5th point of the tournament. We'll take a quick timeout right here on the South Hockey Network. I see we have one chat. We'll visit that when we come back, but leave us some more thoughts in that chat room. Ask a question. Let us know what you think of the game so far through 15. We'll see you in about a minute. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody. Second period just about to get underway. We've got Caffey Ice, I believe that's how you pronounce that. 7, by the way. Just subbed, just like watching youth hockey, not related to anyone. Well, we appreciate that very much. Again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do if you're enjoying our stream. It really helps us out, and we're getting close to 1,000, so we'd really appreciate the support as we get some bonus features when we hit 1,000 that we're looking forward to once we hit that milestone soon. Here's a deflection right in on net. That one played aside as the net comes off its posts, drawing an early whistle. As the Firebirds with an early chance to double their lead. That's a nice deflection, and really like a double deflection, but in sort of just a miscue. by Harmer. Number 15 in blue. He's not on my roster, by the way, so I don't have his first name for you people. But I can tell you his last name because it's written on his jersey. So the teams have switched sides, as I mentioned. Holy Ghost wearing the maroon, or I should say the navy blue, going from right to left, and St. Joe's wearing the gray, going from left to right. Period of the long change. Of course, where your attacking side is your bench side. So if you get caught in your defensive zone while being pressured, it makes it a little bit harder to race back to the bench for a change. Usually you see that result in some higher scoring second periods, but we'll see how it progresses. Here's a shot. That one stopped by the pad of Mac Tower. As in the second period in this tournament through 2 games, St. Joseph's with a -1 goal differential at 1 scored, 2 allowed. On the other hand, Holy Ghost Prep, a +1 goal differential in the middle frame, outscoring opponents 3-2 through their 2 games. As we'll have another face-off here in the attacking zone for the Firebirds. They'll win it. Backhand this one. Couldn't get it down below the goal line as it's poked out to neutral ice. Here comes St. Joe's backhanding this one deep. Kaufman. Now out to neutral ice. Grabbed by Christopher as he sends it in. No icing. Deemed just close enough to that center ice red line. As St. Joe's will come back over the line. This one knocked in. It goes down below the net. And forced out by the Firebirds. Takes a deflection. This won't go far enough for icing anyway, as Michael Christopher chases after it. Wins the race to the puck against his Michael counterpart, Michael Prividera. As this one gets sent down for an icing. And Caffey Ice 7, I'd love to know, if you're not supporting either of these 2 teams, what led you to this stream? Are you a fan of a different team at the Governor's Cup, or just found it on your YouTube algorithm? Who knows? Everyone, make sure you leave us chats, ask us questions. Love interacting with the viewers. So we have a decent virtual audience here. 54 of you tuned in for this one between St. Joseph's and Holy Ghost. Hit into the near side boards right by the benches. Getting the worst of that hit was Noah Hudson, the senior defenseman. Now Hudson gets it back with some snow on his pants. 1-0 the score. The lone goal scored by Lucas Gonzalez for the Firebirds. That was back in the first period. As both these teams trying to sweep their respective doubleheaders. Both via shutouts. Both teams winners earlier today. 12 o'clock start for Holy Ghost. They beat the Lake Forest Scouts out of Illinois 3-0. Now Gavigan comes over the line. Down to that far side corner, while meanwhile St. Joe's beat the McDowell Trojans 5-0. Here's a quick shot by Romer and a save made. Rebound comes to the near side, Gavigan. As the Firebirds dominating this game, but not by a wide margin. Shots on goal 9-4 in favor of Holy Ghost, as this one will be cleared down. Deflected, so no icing. "11 minutes left here in the second period. Live from Jamestown, New York, just about an hour south of Buffalo, where St. Joe's is from. Most of these teams traveling for this tournament, but you got to figure an hour away is just short enough to not get the hotel for the Marauders, as this one sent all the way down, and just enough for an icing. All right, Caffey Ice 7, just found it randomly by watching others, and I like the stream quality. Well, we appreciate it. Would you believe that our camera is an iPhone? That's something that usually shocks a lot of people. Gerard Boris, your technical engineer today, manning the camera as well. And yeah, people sleep on the iPhone camera. If you've got maybe a 15 Pro or above, it's going to do you some favors. Is the stream quality something you talk about? Here's one thrown to the blue paint. That one wouldn't go as it's played out to the neutral zone. Here's a shot from way up high. That one turned behind the goal line by Unger. High school hockey. As this one sent all the way down, and it will be an icing. 18th annual Governor's Cup right here at Northwest Arena, former home of the North American Hockey League, Jamestown Ironmen, who were North Division champions in the NAHL back in 2013. But as of late, no true home team here at this beautiful 3,000-seat arena. And when you watch it here on our broadcast, it probably looks like COVID days with the high school hockey crowd. Although, to be fair, most of the fans have decided to sit on the near side closest to us, so there's more people here than it might look like. A lot of them are in the bar, too, with the window pointing out at the rink, just below where we're standing. This one's cleared out by St. Joe's. Out to the neutral zone, Harmer. Comes over the line. Harmer tried to backhand one, but getting in the way of that pass will wrap the junior defenseman. Now behind the net, Harmer tried to bank it in off the goaltender. That didn't work, so it gets played up high to the left point as Leary has to chase it back out to neutral ice. As you've got the hollow center ice red line here at the Northwest Arena. Usually you see the checkered red line. But this one's grabbed. Here comes a 2-on-1 maybe suddenly, but drawing a penalty is St. Joseph's, as Joseph Kaufman will be guilty, or pardon me, James Esposito instead. So he'll have a seat, wrong penalty box, as he'll make his way over to the right side. Let's have another look. Number 18 in Navy hooking the call. And we've got ourselves a power play. St. Joseph's second opportunity on the man advantage, 0 for 1 in the game. 2 minutes on the clock. Their power play in the tournament, including their one opportunity today, 2 out of 12. Meanwhile, Holy Ghost, if you could believe it, here in their third game at the Governor's Cup, only their third shorthanded opportunity, as they didn't take any penalties in their first game. 1 for 1 earlier this morning against Lake Forest. And only 6 penalty minutes in grand total coming into this third game. Both these teams already eliminated by mathematical definition, but still playing out their final game, of course, as it always goes. As this one goes into the bench for a whistle. Halfway through regulation time, 1-0 the score, low-scoring affair. Lucas Gonzalez with his third goal of the tournament, the junior forward for Holy Ghost, has the lone tally for either team. Back to center ice for the face-off at that hollow red line. Little fun fact I learned recently, if you wonder why the center ice line at ice rinks, as this one just missed the net, is not solid like the blue lines. It's because back in the day before color TV, that's how they would differentiate the blue lines from the center ice line. And that especially came into effect back when two-line passes were illegal in the NHL. And of course, if you ever watch some of that old NHL footage, for whatever reason, the camera is way more zoomed in than you see these days. Hello, we've got a lot of chats. I'll have to catch up on those at the next whistle. We appreciate you leaving chats. We appreciate you subscribing to leave chats if you're enjoying our stream today. St. Joseph's can't get it out. Gavigan keeps it alive. Shorthanded, gets it across. Spadacino, I should say, whiffed on the one-timer attempt. That close to a shorty for Holy Ghost. And fresh out of the box, and now a 2-on-1 developing. Here's a pass over to Esposito, and what a save, rebound! They couldn't poke that one in either. But we do have a penalty coming up after the play, cross-checking the call. But let's have a look at those two opportunities. Sorry, chat, you'll have to wait till the next whistle. But here's this chance on the whiffed one-timer. Now we're going to look at what we just saw. That's number 18, Esposito, fresh out of the penalty box. And it looked like he was initially going to race to the bench for a change, but saw the 2-on-1 developing, and nice initial block of the pass by Lucas Walker. But then on the second look, he got it to Esposito, and it wouldn't go. Meanwhile, after the play, the cross-check goes against St. Joseph's. And the power play go the Firebirds for the first time tonight. 0 for 7 in the tournament, still looking for their first PPG. Meanwhile, St. Joseph 6 for 7 on the kill. Here's a save made. Rebound comes to the near side. Gonzalez in a board battle, near side corner. As this one's played off the near boards and up to Kaufman. Goes across, now back for Gonzalez, just out of his reach. 30 seconds already gone on the power play. 6 to go in the second. Gonzalez shoots, just missed the net wide to the left. As Kaufman picks it back up, top of the left circle. Got it down to Kinry. Across for Kaufman. Got it off the boards, threw it to the blue paint, covered up. Taking no risks there is Mac Tower. Okay, let's see what we've got here. St. Joe's Fed Hockey. The Marauders did, in fact, stay in Jamestown. Team building. All right, so there you go. There's our answer, as they did not commute each and every day here to Jamestown, New York. They actually got the hotel, and team building is the end of that comment. And that's one of the most important things about these out-of-town tournaments, especially I think the farthest teams that we have are the Glenbrook South Titans, who we broadcast all of their games, and the Lake Forest Scouts, also from Illinois. Meanwhile, St. Joe's shorthanded. Shot is stopped and held on to by Jack Unger. And yeah, team building is the most important thing of these tournaments. You'd love to go home with the trophy, but at the end of the day, it's one thing to just drive to the rink every day for the tournament, but when you get a hotel together with the boys, it's great for team bonding, not just the players, but the parents alike. We'll hang out in the hotel bar, maybe hit the town for a little bit. Jamestown, if you've ever been here, we're right downtown. It's a small little town here, about an hour south of Buffalo, but lots to do here in this compact area. 35 to go on this power play for Holy Ghost. Looking for their first PPG of the tournament and their 8th opportunity in their 3rd game. Down to the far side, this one's picked up. Backhander, couldn't get it on net, or not enough juice on it anyway, as Nicholas Fudella just getting enough of that to tip it out of the zone. The captain for this St. Joe's team. Down below the line it goes, looking to clear it out, but unable to. Now here comes St. Joe's. Fudella gets it ahead. Short-handed, well, not anymore, as the St. Joe's player comes out of the box, but the shot taken. Unable to get that one past the goaltender was Dylan Gilbert, the sophomore. 4:20 to go in period number 2 before the Zamboni intermission. Game number 3 of our quadruple header here on the main rink at Jamestown, at Northwest Arena in Jamestown. We've seen some low-scoring games. As a matter of fact, our first game between Glenbrook South and North Allegheny was as low-scoring as you can get. A 1-0 final score after a shootout. So no true goals scored in that game. Only the one awarded to North Allegheny for winning the 5-round shootout. Then after that, we just saw Ontario Hockey Academy, the lone Canadian team here at this tournament, take down Cathedral Prep from Pennsylvania by a final score of 2-1. Here's a quick centering pass, that one wide of the net. And here we are sitting 3.5 minutes away from the intermission, only 1-0. Of course, when I signed up to do this, I thought I'd be calling some more goals. Now this one up to the right point, shot on net. Save is made by Mac Tower as he deflects it down below the goal line. To the far side, they'll look to hack it out with the backhand. Could not, but now they will clear it all the way down. No icing as it goes directly on net, so about a 150-footer shot on goal there. As we're doing our best to count the shots here, usually we have a third man in our crew doing the scoreboard in the top left corner of your screen for our Glenbrook South games. It's usually one of the dads, but since we have been contracted to be the official tournament coverage of this Governor's Cup and do these non-Glenbrook South games, our home team, we got Gerard Boris over there doing double duty, doing his best on the scoreboard. He's been doing pretty good to keep time, but not sure if the shots on goal are entirely accurate, as he gives a chuckle and nods in agreement. Maybe off by 1 or 2, he says. But again, we mentioned it earlier, no shots on goal are being recorded at this tournament. Not only are they not up on the scoreboard here at the rink, but just completely not being counted. As we took a look at the paper scorecards, the online score sheets, each game is listed as officially 0-0 shots on goal, which I don't think is accurate. So at least we're more accurate than that. Will St. Joe's tie this thing up before the teams head to the locker room? Will Holy Ghost add some insurance? 2 minutes left here in period number 2. Romer plays it around the boards, not out, kept alive at the left point. Kinnery, as this one sent down below the goal line, picked up near side by Holy Ghost. Here comes Nate Romer. Got it to Barnes, who backhanded it in. Down the left wing, it rolls around the end boards and picked up far side. As Spadacino looks like he's hurting a little bit after blocking that pass. He'll head to the bench, sort of limping a little bit. This one's passed over to Marshall. Right circle takes a shot that gets blocked. Rebound forced out to the neutral zone. 1:18 to go in the second. 1-0 game. This one's dumped in by Gonzalez. Lucas Gonzalez, your lone goal scorer tonight. Or pardon me, that was Gavigan. There's Gonzalez, 24. But this one's right in on net, and we have a penalty called, cross-checking as the whistle sounds. So with 1:04 to go in the second, St. Joe's will head to the box for the third time. And to the power play go the Firebirds for the third time. The guilty party, Lucas Walker, the sophomore defenseman. And so for the third time in the game, Holy Ghost to the power play. 2 for 7 this morning after 0-4 on the man advantage in their first game. They're looking for their third PPG of the tournament. Here's Gonzalez with a shot. That one, just getting enough of that with the pad, was Mac Tower. We'll take another look at the goal cam before we head off. And if Holy Ghost can't score in the next 48 seconds, they're going to have a decent chunk of time to sling the puck around on a fresh sheet of ice on the man advantage. But who knows, they might score. Here's Gonzalez with a shot. That one stopped. Rebound to the far side. It pops high in the air. Stays in bounds, but a hand pass called. And the whistle sounds with 30.8 to go in the period. So we'll see where they drop the puck. It looks like it'll come outside the zone. And they might do it at center ice. No, they're going to do it at the far side. St. Joe's half. As the puck falls in the neutral zone, it's won by Holy Ghost. Kaufman now over the line, sends it back up high. Barra plays it to Kaufman. He shoots, save, rebound, they score! What a shot off the rebound. And it's Brian Kinnery with his second goal of the tournament on the power play. How about that one? Let's have another look. Good puck movement on this power play by Holy Ghost Prep. This initial shot deflects off the stick in the slot of Will Rapp. And check out this angle. Number 72 in gray, and right to Kinnery, who does the one-timer as it touches the ice and hits his stick at the exact same time. Nice goal from a tough angle, too. So the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds do indeed double their lead before the break, and they'll head to the locker room up 2-0. Goal scored by Lucas Gonzalez, his third of the tournament, 5th point. And Brian Kinnery with his second of the tournament. And 15 minutes of regulation time remain for both these teams here in Jamestown as they make their way to the locker room. Before we take a break, we will take a look at some of these chats. Caffey Ice with some more action. Cool also, though, that there is a commentary and graphics, etc. Thank you for the compliment. Nice little arena. I take my play-by-play role pretty seriously. I work for the NA3HL's West Bend Power up in Wisconsin, so it's always fun to come back to my roots and call some high school hockey. Harry Smith watching grandson Ghost Player. Okay. Go Brian Kinnery from Zach Poisovac. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Harry Smith get it with Brian Kinnery and Zach Poisovac. Boom BK. Stay active in our chat, people. It's one of the more fun things for me to do. Sometimes I'll have a color commentator, but when I'm alone up here, it gets a little lonely as I'm up here just with Gerard, our technical engineer. So love interacting with the fans, watching back at home. So feel free to keep leaving your questions, comments, or maybe even complaints. We're open to anything as long as you subscribe and use the chat. Well, the Zamboni has hit the ice, and we'll take a break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll stay live right here from Northwest Arena in Jamestown as the third period is just moments away. Welcome back, everyone, to the South Hockey Network, live here from Jamestown, New York, as we get set for the third period between the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds out of Pennsylvania and the St. Joseph's Marauders out of New York. Dylan Ward here on play-by-play with you. Gerard Boris, our technical engineer, for tonight's proceedings. Game number 3 of our quadruple header broadcast action here for the Governor's Cup. After this one, 8:15 scheduled puck drop between Upper St. Clair and McDowell. But 15 minutes left here in this one to decide it between Holy Ghost and St. Joseph's, as we are underway here in period number 3. Holy Ghost with a 2-0 lead. The first goal scored by Lucas Gonzalez, his third of the tournament. Adding assists on that one, Joseph Kaufman and Joseph Spadacino maybe. Let me know in the comments section. And the second goal scored with only 14 seconds left in the second period on the power play. It was Brian Kinnery with the impossible angle shot after it deflected right to him, getting assists on that play. Joseph Kaufman for his second of the game, as well as Colin Barra. As Holy Ghost looks to increase their lead on a fresh sheet of ice here as they rush into the zone. This one centered, Kinnery right behind the net. But a man gets hit down below the goal line, and it's picked up by St. Joseph's. Can't get it outside the zone as Leary backhands it back deep. Now Spadacino. Up to Gavigan. Over the line, Spadacino takes a shot. That didn't miss the net by much, as the rebound comes to the near side. All the way down it goes. Won't go far enough for icing. Marshall down there. He grabs the puck away as it's picked back up by Holy Ghost. They'll cycle in St. Joe's territory as we've switched back, of course, to our first period shooting sides. Jersey colors are what you see on your scoreboard at home. Holy Ghost wearing navy blue. St. Joseph's wearing gray. Down below the line, this is Evan Attia. Goes up high to the right point as it's sent down low once again, but the puck bobbles, and it's forced out of the zone by Gonzalez up to Spadacino, who dumps it in. This shot taken by Smarin. Save made by Tower. Let's have another look at this chance that just sizzled past the net early in the period by Holy Ghost. And yeah, let's see exactly how close that was. As we resume play, we'll get back to that live camera in just a moment. Oh yeah, did not miss by much is the right way to describe that shot. Definitely a cliche from hockey announcers, but sometimes it's just the best way to describe what happened. Now here comes Ozer for Holy Ghost. He'll take a shot looking for the 5-hole of Tower. Couldn't find it. As now back to the near side corner, sent to Smarin. Back up high it goes. Here's a shot. That one got stopped off a deflection. Joseph Kaufman looking to add to his 2 assists with a goal, but couldn't find a hole in the goaltender there. As Mac Tower, how about his run here over the last 2 games? Played earlier today, 145, the start of that game against the McDowell Trojans, who we'll see in our last game of our quadruple header coming up next here on Rink 1. Gets the shutout in the 5-0 win for St. Joe's. And the only 2 goals he's allowed here today were on really nice shots, and one of them on the power play as well. Meanwhile, Jack Unger, the senior goaltender for Holy Ghost, he also played earlier today. That game started at noon. And I don't want to say the S word, but he has not allowed a goal through 5 consecutive periods, blanking Lake Forest earlier today. Now over the line come the Firebirds. Here's a quick shot. Nice release by Nate Romer, but that one wide as it gets forced out and all the way down for an icing. Unger lifts his arm, so does the official. 2 officials here for this tournament. I'm not sure what these teams are used to in their regular season, but back in Chicago for the Glenbrook South Titans, we usually have the 4-man crew, 2 referees, 2 linesmen. It's sort of been confusing me as I see an arm go in the air. I'm always looking for the orange stripe. And sometimes I've missed called penalties as offsides or high sticks. Just got to be aware of what's going on the ice at all times, am I right? But the 2 officials crew have actually done a really nice job, especially with the goal reporting at the penalty boxes. As a matter of fact, for Glenbrook South, in the 3 games that they played here on the South Hockey Network, again, our home team here on the South Hockey Network, scored a total of 6 goals through our 3 games as a big hit down there in open ice knocks a man down. Foster got the better of Will Rapp there, but the 6 goals Glenbrook South scored, we always go back and make corrections because we have the tape. Only 1 secondary assist was missed by the officials throughout those 6 goals the Titans scored. Everything else, down to the secondary assists, were completely accurate. So good job by the officials here in Jamestown. Only the best for one of the most prestigious high school hockey tournaments in the country. As we've got teams from all over the U.S. and Canada as well, in Ontario Hockey Academy here in Jamestown. And it's been a fun weekend of hockey. Lots of skill being displayed by every team here, as even the team that will go down with the worst record when it's all said and done is a pretty good team, as all 16 here participating in the Governor's Cup. High-level high school hockey. Lots of state championships across the board. Lots of teams have maintained that top 5, top 10 ranking in their state over the last few years. Again, too early to call for some of these teams, as both these teams just getting started in their season. Here's Kinnery already with a goal, looks for another, but that one stopped by Tower. Holy Ghost coming into the tournament with a record of 4-1. Now here's another shot. That one just missed the net. Meanwhile, St. Joseph's comes into the tournament with a record of 0-1, so only 1 game played before this 3-game stretch, as this is sent all the way down for icing. 3rd and final game for both these sides, as both have been mathematically eliminated from this tournament, but still playing out their final period here. As I think I've said 2 or 3 times already here on the broadcast, these boys don't care that they're eliminated. They care that they didn't perform well enough to make the semifinals, but in terms of effort and desire to win, it doesn't matter whether it's preseason or a state playoff game. As this is a turnaround shot, that one stopped off the stick of John Gavigan. When you put on the skates, jersey, and helmet, you want to win the game. It doesn't matter. These boys are filled with adrenaline. If any of the parents are watching at home, you know that very well. As this one sent out to the neutral zone, tipped ahead. Over the line comes St. Joe's. It's Evan Attia. Taken away by Holy Ghost. They can't clear the zone. Now they will get it out to neutral ice. Gonzalez. Now Spadacino takes a hit in the near boards. Looks a little shaken up by that. Looks at the ref, wondering why that's not a penalty. Maybe for head contact. But no arm in the air. Orange stripe or not. Here's a shot on goal. That one turned away. Rebound hits the side of the net. Grab behind the net as St. Joe's lost the puck. And out comes Holy Ghost. Here's Marshall through neutral ice. Marshall, now Gonzalez down the right wing. Gonzalez, puck taken away by St. Joseph's as they'll get it out to the neutral zone. Knocked in. Harmer. Now top of the left circle. Here's a centering pass. Nice feed. Ozer should have taken the shot. He tried to center it, but nobody was there for Holy Ghost. Now a nice keep-in as this shot by Marshall deflects high and stays in the rink. Now Marshall being pressured. Loose puck comes free. Now right in on net. Here's a shot as they try and stuff it home. No whistle yet. And now finally it goes as some pushing and shoving right by the net after the play. And we'll see if we get any penalties as a result. This is the pass I was talking about. Let's see, is that Spadacino finding Ozer, and he selflessly tries to get that over, but just nobody there to take the puck from him. His best opportunity was definitely to take the shot, but no luck. It stays 2-0, but the Firebirds dominating, leading shots 25-10 by our count. Some more chats. Charles Pollock. Holy Ghost, my grandson, Jackson Foster, number 21. Well, shout out to Grandpa. Watching at home. It's exactly what we do this for. As we'll have one more game later tonight. Again, that's Upper St. Clair versus McDowell. And then we'll have coverage of the semifinal and the championship tomorrow. Semifinal at either 8 or 8:30, depending on the seeds. But we will be covering the Glenbrook South game here on the South Hockey Network, as they have already clinched, regardless of whether that's on rink 1 or 2. And then the championship right here, of course, on rink 1. All right, 6:20 to go. Let's see if St. Joseph's can get some offense rolling here, as they've got a 0 next to the home side of the scoreboard. Here's Michael Christopher. Goes to the far side, and they do force it out off a skate, but picked back up by Nate Romer of the Firebirds. They'll get it out and all the way down while they make a change. At this point, the points per period tiebreaker doesn't matter, as both these teams are eliminated, so no reason not to pull your goalie. We've seen some coaches wait to pull their goalie. Here's Kinnery with a shot, looking for the 5-hole, didn't find it. We've seen some teams not pull their goalie because one of the tiebreakers here at the Governor's Cup is how many periods did you win. So if you pull the goalie, you're at risk of allowing the empty net goal, which could hurt you in that tiebreaker. But again, both these teams mathematically eliminated, so we'll see if head coach of St. Joseph's, Kevin Stadelmeyer, will have anything to say about that. Here's a long stretch pass, nearly finds Charlie Morale, but instead it gets dumped right back down. Well, we've reached the 5-minute mark as Romer takes a shot that's gobbled up by Mac Tower as he hangs on for his 25th save of the evening. As time is running out, you're running out of time to leave us a message in our chat room. Look at this, Nick Spadacino, happy birthday Unger. So Jack Unger, the goaltender for Holy Ghost. We were wondering why he played the doubleheader today. And there's our answer. By the way, Nick Spadacino, am I saying that name correctly? Please let me know, as now St. Joseph's will come the other way. So that's an interesting tidbit. Let's see, Jack Unger is a senior, so it's the big 1-8 for the Holy Ghost Prep goaltender. And now Holy Ghost comes over the line. Here's a centering pass. Kinnery just past him. A little too far of a reach for his liking. Now Leary backhands this one to the slot. And out comes St. Joe's. Vincent Maley will dump it in, and the birthday boy, as we just learned, Jack Unger, will hang on to the puck with 4:10 to go in the third period, and his team up 2-0. Game number 3 of our quadruple header. We've seen lots of low-scoring games. 1-0 shootout final So no true goals in that one, just the one awarded for the shootout win. In our last game, we saw 2-1 final score, and we sit at 2-0 late in the third. Spadacino gets around one defender, gets a shot off, and the save is made by Mac Tower. Rebound comes to the near side corner. A board battle, 2 men in each sweater. Up against the boards as the puck remains pinned. By now the whistle would have gone if this was the NHL back in the 80s. But the loose puck comes free. Flynn will get it down below the line as it's picked up by St. Joe's Lucas Walker. Running out of time here for St. Joe's as we get down to 3:30. Dylan Ward here on play-by-play with you. Gerard Boris, our technical engineer, our two-man crew for tonight's proceedings. What's that? Yeah, we got 2 live crews, that's true. We've got the St. Joe's crew in the house, broadcasting on NFHS Network. Alex on play-by-play. I met him earlier. I don't remember his last name. Actually, I don't think he ever told me. But here comes Spadacino, looking to get a partial break, but couldn't catch up to the puck in time to get a true scoring chance. Now Spadacino gets it back, dangles around one. Got it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Now Ozer takes it. Back down low, Spadacino. To the far side. Left circle. Here's a shot. That one blocked as it gets cleared by St. Joe's. And way out of his net is Unger, the birthday boy. How about that? Coming close to the blue line there to get the puck out to neutral ice for Gonzalez, who dumps it in. You got to think that as soon as St. Joe's can enter the zone, the goaltender Mac Tower will make the sprint as we inch closer to the end of regulation. 2 minutes to go. Both coaches with a timeout in their back pocket as well. Sent back down into the zone as Harmer battling for the puck near side corner. Backhanded out. And that's all that St. Joe's has really been able to do in terms of getting it outside the zone. They haven't really had a zone entry in quite a while here in this third period. Now here's Ozer. This time he will pass Harmer. He gets taken down right in the blue paint as Holy Ghost gets the puck back off the rebound. Here's Smarin. Goes to the left side now, right in front of the net. Harmer was his intended target, but just out of his reach for a good chance. Now St. Joe's, they'll just ice this one down again, as it looks like they have no interest in trying to tie this thing up. At least that's what it seems like. As they'll be guilty of icing, they'll change them up here in high school hockey after the icing. And the face-off upcoming at the circle to Mac Tower's right. Pardon me, left. Right wing circle is what I meant. Graff will take the face-off as he wins it back up to Flynn. Now down to Foster, right in front of the net. Graff couldn't get a tip on that, so we get down to 1:10. St. Joseph's tips this one outside the zone, but it took a deflection off the Holy Ghost stick, according to the referee. Staying put between the pipes is Mac Tower. Again, nothing at stake here. Both teams eliminated, just playing out the final minute of their Governor's Cup run. "40 seconds to go in the third. As this one's sent in, back out to neutral ice. Time running out, 30 seconds left. Here's a zone entry and a centering pass. Here's a shot, that one blocked. Rebound sent to the near side corner. And played out of the zone. Romer will get it back down into the zone. 20 seconds left. Here's Matthew Armento. Out to neutral ice. Taken right back by the Firebirds. And what's better than a shutout on your 18th birthday? How about 2 shutouts for Jack Unger, the senior goaltender for Holy Ghost, with an 11-stop performance, not letting one by against this St. Joe's team. Shutting out the Lake Forest Scouts 3-0 earlier today. And the St. Joseph's Marauders 2-0 here in the nightcap. As the team celebrates with him, Jack Unger, the goaltender of record for both of the wins in Holy Ghost Prep's 2-1 run here at the Governor's Cup. As the teams will shake hands at center ice. And that will do it for our broadcast. One more question from Cafe Ice. How old are these boys? They are high schoolers, as this is high school hockey, so not sure if there were any freshmen in this game. As I check my sheet, no, so sophomores only, so anywhere between 15 and 18 is your answer to your question. One more time, we'll remind you to subscribe if you haven't already. If you appreciated our broadcast today, we're getting up there, close to 1,000. So we really want to hit that milestone soon as we get a couple features unlocked that we're really looking forward to testing out. So, yeah, if you appreciated the work we put into today's broadcast, hit us with a subscribe. As Gerard and I would like to thank Jeff Morrow once again for giving us the opportunity to come here to Jamestown. As you take a look at the Morrow goalie cams, of course, a little bit of a free sponsor there for the tournament director, Jeff Morrow. And that's going to do it. Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds, 2-0 winners over the St. Joseph's Marauders. Great job broadcasting, thank you. You're welcome, Jennifer, as that will do it for our broadcast. So one more time for our crew, Gerard Boris, your technical engineer and camera operator and scoreboard operator. Doing it all over there to my left. My name's Dylan Ward, saying we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. If you feel like it, stick around as we've got one more in our quadruple header. Puck drop at 8:15 Eastern Time between Upper St. Clair and McDowell. We will see you then right here on the South Hockey Network.